Icon's Spinning Seats Edition is expected to be available from springtime at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. But what do we know about this change so far? In this video, I'll be going through all the available information out there so far and speculating on how I think ENSŌ is going to work. Let's start by looking at the timeline. The change to Icon was first teased at the start of November with a graphic uploaded onto Blackpool Pleasure Beach's socials. A week or two later, the first press release was published about this change to Icon. Here's a snippet from it. The UK's first and only double-launch roller coaster, Icon, is getting twisted next spring with ENSŌ. In a first for Europe, riders on Icon's rear two seats will spin and twist freely during the ride's existing thrilling duration. Unquote. The press release was sent out with a mock-up image and some additional information. But since then, there hasn't really been any further information, which has led to months of speculation about upcharges, how it'll be implemented, if this change is even needed to Icon, and many more talking points. From the very start, it has been rumoured that the ENSŌ change to Icon will be an upcharged experience, and recently that has been confirmed. There is a very brief mention of it on the official Blackpool Pleasure Beach park map for 2022, but there's more information in an article recently published by Amusement Today. The article from Amusement Today reads as follows. According to the park, there will be an upcharge to ride ENSŌ, with two levels of access, Standard and VIP. The Standard method allows guests to access the new experience by queuing as normal before riding, and VIP means that the higher level ticket can gain access to ENSŌ almost straight away. Both will be able to be booked via Blackpool Pleasure Beach's app. Unquote. So what can we take from this update? The much rumoured upcharge is confirmed, and it's clear to see that it will be sold on two levels, Standard and VIP. It will be reasonable to assume the Standard tier is the lesser priced option of the two, especially as those who buy the experience will still need to stand in the main queue before experiencing ENSŌ. More about that later. Those who buy the VIP ENSŌ experience will be able to skip to the front of the queue using the Icon Speedy Pass entrance and queue line. Both tiers of ENSŌ will require guests who've paid for the experience to show some sort of e-ticket to Icon's ride staff so that they'll be able to experience ENSŌ. The first question that comes to mind here is, will it be loaded onto our existing e-ticket for the day, or will it be an additional e-ticket? It's currently unknown how ENSŌ will be booked. It would be good if there's an option for guests to book in advance, or at the park on the day of their visit. It's also worth noting that the statement mentions a Blackpool Pleasure Beach app. If one is under development, it'll definitely be an improvement on the current booking portal. My other question is, how will this impact on the ride station? Because it already gets very cramped when there's a couple of people waiting for the back row. Also, if there's free trains on Icon, and ENSŌ is the next in line for loading, but people who've paid for it are two trains worth of people back, is everybody going to be shuffling around the station to let the ENSŌ riders pass through? Or will they have to miss a go whilst the ENSŌ seats go empty? And that brings me back to the point of the Standard ENSŌ experience. How are guests going to feel about paying for this experience and standing in the main queue if the ENSŌ seats aren't being sent out with a full load of people every time? Are the spinning seats going to be a like-for-like replacement for the larger seats which were at the back of the train, or will those seats be taken off the ENSŌ train entirely? Further to this, what happens on a very quiet day when there's under 1,000 guests at the Pleasure Beach and Icon is running on one train? Will ENSŌ be available? Because if ENSŌ is available on those days, then what happens to the guests who rely on larger seats which the spinning seats have replaced at the back of the train? If the larger seats from the back row have been moved further down the train on the ENSŌ train, this will probably cause some confusion for riders in the queue, especially when it's on a free train service. Enzo may have been confirmed as an upcharged experience, but the pricing structure has not yet been revealed. I always hope that everything that Blackpool Pleasure Beach does is a success, but I do wonder how this is going to be perceived by guests, especially when there's already plenty of discussion about the entry price and how it's too expensive these days. From the time of upload, it's 7 weeks to Easter Sunday. Assuming Enzo will be ready for Easter weekend, hopefully it's now not going to be too long before the full details are published, which will outline how much Enzo will cost and how it's going to work. I think it has been said in vlogs and in other videos that there are more questions than answers as far as the Enzo experience goes, and in my opinion, that is why there is not huge amounts of hype over Enzo at this moment in time. So to end this video, I have to ask, will Icon's Enzo change be an upgrade or a downgrade on the overall Icon experience in your opinion? I hope to see your opinion shared in the comments section below. Many thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon in the next Pleasure Beach Experience video.